What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Been working on this here for a little bit. We got one more thing to do on it. The owner picked up some new headlights. These bad boys right here. They're called Octane Lighting is the brand that he got. I don't know much about them. He bought them. They look good. Pretty nice quality. It's glass. That's kind of surprising. It's got a halogen bulb in it, and it's got a red halo LED that goes around it. So to match the car good, make it look a little bit newer, definitely some brighter lighting. We're going to get to putting these in. He's got low beams and high beams. They are designed to plug up to the factory harness. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably just going to use the factory harness to trigger a relay. That way I can get power going directly from the battery to the light. I believe these are going to draw a little bit more amps than what the factory harness did, or the factory light did. And the harness in this car looks really good. It hasn't been replaced. It does look to be the original harness, but I'd rather not run, a higher amperage through an older harness. So we're just going to run a relay and run a power wire over. That way it gets direct voltage from the battery. It's probably the best thing I could think in my mind. So we're going to get to it. We got a nice day outside. I got it backed halfway out of the shop, so I got some room to work in the front. It's supposed to rain for like the next week, and like I said, I got half of it backed out of the shop. So don't know if the car leaks or not, so I'm trying to get this all done today. That way if it does rain later on, I don't have to worry about it. So let's get to it. So for starters, we're gonna start on getting our headlights out, our old ones obviously. We gotta take the bezel off. So we got 5 Phillips screws, 4 in each corner and 1 in the middle. So we'll start taking those out, and should be able to access the bulbs pretty easily after that. Alright, from here on out, it looks like just the same as my 63 Impala. You got a little beauty ring that goes around the headlight, and that's what holds it to the bucket. Looks like it's held in there with Phillips screws. It looks like 3 of them. So we'll take those out, and should be good to go then. One down, 3 to go. The owner did get some new pigtails, so we're going to be using those. A lot better shape than the factory ones. Factory ones aren't terrible, but obviously these are brand new, so we're going to go with them. So I was sitting here building my wiring harness. Got it pretty decent. I like it. I was happy with it. Had it all wire loomed up. And I thought to myself, I'm not going that far to the relay, so I really didn't need a pigtail coming out of this. And then I also thought, got a red wire and a blue wire, which I found out the blue wire is the low beam, the red wire is the high beam. So I put me a little piece of tape on here, blue, so I can color code it at the end of my pigtail. And the relays I bought them pretty much specifically for this reason. They come with a nice plug, and what I didn't know is they actually can piggyback to each other and double up, which is pretty sweet. Keep everything nice and clean. I'll put a link in the description below for these. They're pretty good price, and I got 5 of them. Couldn't beat it. Come with a pigtail. Happy about that. And so they come with 5 wires on them, and the 5th one was a blue wire, which we're not going to be using. So I took them all out of these 4 that I'm using. And then I thought to myself, I got a blue wire right here, and the distance between this pigtail and this pigtail, I got plenty of wire there. So I could actually just run the blue wire right to my pigtail. So after sitting here thinking about it, I think I'm going to just cut this apart and start over again. It'll be nicer in the long run. It's just going to take more time. But I'd rather have it look nice. And if you're wondering how to get the wires out of here without destroying them, it's pretty easy actually. I have a little special tool that I bought from Mac years and years ago. There's a part number somewhere there. You don't specifically need this. I bought it to do some other wiring harness stuff. I've used it a total of like 3 times in probably the 10 years I've owned it. But it is nice to have it when I need it. Much like most of my tools. Don't always use them, but when you need them, it makes it easy. But basically, it's just a small little screwdriver, like a precision screwdriver. Flathead screwdriver probably work the same. But as you can see, right there, maybe you can see right there, there's a little slot underneath that connection. And all you really gotta do is stick that down in there. There's a little tab, you just push it. Some are easier than others. Some are harder than others. Let's see how this one's gonna do. Push a little wire up in there, and it just pulls right out. You guys didn't see hardly any of that, but I'll show you. All right, you see that little tab that sticks up? That just goes in there and clips in there, and that's what you're pushing on, that little screwdriver or tool. And it just pulls right out. Sometimes you have to bend them out just a tad bit to get them to stick back in there. They just pull out and pop in. It makes a nice little clean install. So now we got our yellow out. We're gonna put our blue in. It literally just pushes right in, clicks in. You just gotta make sure you gotta go in the right direction. You want your, like I said, you want your little tab to go where that little slot is. It actually looks like a T. If you hold it that way, it looks like a T. You want it on the bottom of that T. Make sure I do it right now. It just pushes right in there and clicks. There it is, ready to roll. So now we're back to where we were earlier, but I'm happy with it. Maybe it'll, if somebody else has to go into it in the future, it'll make it a little bit easier for them, because you can look in the plug and kind of see the color-coded wires. So I figured it'd be easier if you look up here and see, there's blue. Although now I have a yellow that runs the headlights and a red down here. I did think about switching the terminals here, but then it'd be different in my battery too. So I guess I got to give somewhere. But I got more heat shrink on here too, because I didn't heat shrink these before. They don't really need it, but I think it looks a lot better. It will help, keep any kind of corrosion out. So we're back to where we were before. So now I'm gonna start putting some wire loom on this and get it ready to put in the car. All right, so we got it all loomed up. It's ready to go in the car now. Looks a lot better, in my opinion. Just like factory-ish. So we're gonna find a spot, mount these, and start running our power wire. And I gotta tap into my headlight wires. That's what's gonna be the trigger wire for the relays, the low beams and high beams. And then we gotta run our wire for our LEDs. Shouldn't be too bad. They already got a hole in the firewall where they ran the oil sending unit and something else. So I'm gonna just go through that same hole. Probably put some heat shrink around my wiring. I'm gonna see if I can maybe cut up a hose. They didn't put a grommet there, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm gonna see if I can cut up a like vacuum hose or something like that and put in there. Worst case scenario, I might try and cut a grommet in half and put it in there. But usually they don't like to stay when you do that. So yeah, we'll continue forward. nice, neat run. I didn't do the blue wire. That was for the radiator fan. Got a relay sitting in there. New wiring harness for the headlights down there. Got all the wires run up through there, over the master cylinder, in through the firewall. Nice and clean. Got our relays over there for the passenger side. Got to run to the battery, the fuse for the hot wire going to the relays. And that's a wrap. Well, the headlights are all done. So that brings us to the end of this video. Pretty happy with them. Pretty good quality overall fitment. I mean, bolted right up. It's a direct fit. And the only other thing I did was just, a different style of wiring, just because I wanted it drawing directly from the battery, not having to go through the wiring harness. But it was designed to bolt right up, plug right up to the factory harness, and it would have fit just fine. I just wanted to do it this way. Like I said, there's an old car. The wiring looks really good, but I know these are drawing a little bit more power. So I'd rather pull it right from the battery than go through the harness. But other than that, it's done. The car's about to go home. Other than that, not much else to say. So, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you think. Until then, appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one. And this motor in this thing, it sounds so good. Makes me want to build one. And whoever built it did a really amazing job. You literally pat the gas 2 times, turn the key, in just a second it is on. It doesn't turn over long, no winding, patting the gas, trying to get it run. You click the key on, hit ignition, boom, it's running. It's cammed out. Man, it sounds good. I'm going to miss hearing that every day. I love this thing. What seems to be the problem? Good shot. Got away free. It lives to die another day.